This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. The holidays are over, the decorations are down, and suddenly everything feels a little empty. It's normal to feel the winter blues after the holiday excitement. January, February, and March are by far my least favorite months of the year. It's cold and dark, and I have to get some extra vitamin D on board. I also need to keep my regular scheduled appointments with my therapist. So if you're feeling that post-holiday funk, I definitely suggest you checking out BetterHelp because maybe it's time to talk. You might also be one of those people like me who makes New Year's resolutions and you get super motivated. So maybe you need someone behind you to hold you accountable and come up with a plan to meet your goals. BetterHelp is super convenient, totally online. You have a therapist right at your fingertips whenever you need them. So head over to betterhelp.com/wifeofcrime1 to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/wifeofcrime1 for 10% off your first month.
Bored at home? Head over to Chumba Casino and join some serious social casino fun. With hundreds of games at your fingertips, no purchase necessary. You can play anytime, anywhere. There's a special welcome bonus waiting for you when you sign up. Play for fun, play for free, and you could even redeem some great prizes. Visit ChumbaCasino.com and get ready to reel in the fun. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
This podcast is an unscripted, unedited conversation about true crime. We take the cases very seriously, but I don't take myself seriously at all, and neither should you. Welcome to Wife of Crime.
So Russ, you know what's weirder than one missing person? A family of missing people. In the case I'm telling you about today, a whole family just vanishes, literally into thin air. And no one can figure out why. And there are a ton of weird details and strange circumstances in this story. This is the case of the Jamison family deaths. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wife of Crime, a true crime podcast where I tell my husband, Russ, all my favorite true crime stories, and he reacts to them.
What's up, guys? It's me.
And I'm Jess. And what's up, Russ? How's your week?
You know, just working and stuff.
Yeah,
trying to get this cheddar.
Same. Same old shit.
Until I hit the lotto that I don't play.
You used to play the lotto pretty often.
So, speaking of lotto, I wasn't planning on telling this story. So I made a bet with this guy at work. This has nothing to do with crime. It's just me talking. And loser had to buy the other person a lotto ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost the bet. I'm usually always right, so I don't even know how I lost. And so I had to buy him a lotto ticket. So I went to buy him a lotto ticket. And I'm about to walk out the store. And I'm like, wait a minute. What if I'm buying this guy a winning lotto ticket for like, I don't know what the Mega Millions was, like 500 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm stuck working for the rest of my life. And I bought him a lotto ticket. So I went back to the cashier.
Yeah.
And I got a lotto ticket with the same exact numbers just in case he hit. I am not going out like that.
No, that's very smart, actually, because you know what? I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah, we would have been working every day, and you would have had this stupid story you told everyone while we're over here trying to find deals at Costco or something.
And the person I made the bet with is a bazillionaire making like with a private jet. And
yeah. So, but needless to say that it lost. We didn't win anything. But I thought it would be really funny. Like, what if the day he goes to collect his money, I show up, I'm like, hey, what's up?
It was actually really smart move on your part.
Yeah, you always gotta get insurance. You know.
Very true.
Also, so I have the review of the week this week.
Oh, so you're up on the review of the week.
Yo, your boy is doing better.
You're prepared.
Well, that story, I don't know why I thought of it. Oh, because I said lotto.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is from, who is it? It says SRV and him. I don't know. So it's a 5-star, and it says, Russ grows on you. 5 stars. This is a reoccurring theme.
Mm-hmm.
After listening to the first couple of episodes, I was so annoyed with Russ, but after reviews of him growing on people, I decided to stick it out. They were right! Exclamation point, haha. I don't know how he did it, but he definitely grown on me. Love the podcast now! Exclamation point, LOL. Never thought I'd say this, but hashtag vote for us.
Aw, good. You won someone over.
The mold strikes again.
It is really funny how people just find you really annoying in the beginning and then you grow on and then they end up becoming huge fans of you.
I find it weird because if I didn't like something, like someone, I wouldn't stick it out.
Yeah, you would not.
But what probably happened is I probably read a review just like that of like someone that hated me and stuck around. Maybe she was like, or him, I don't know. And they were like, maybe it'll get better.
Yeah. But it's so true. You would never stick around. If you don't like something right away, that's it.
Or even people. I'll walk away mid-conversation while someone's mouth is still moving. Like,
Oh,
I can't talk to this
God.
person.
Well, we have our patron shout outs. We have 2 patrons that joined this week, so shout them out, Russ.
That reminds me of last week. What was the name of that killing group? The 2 or something?
Oh, the cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2.
So
They called themselves the 2.
So this week, the 2 that joined, much appreciated, are Tammy and Natalie.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining our Patreon.
Definitely. We really appreciate you guys and everybody over in Patreon. We do a lot of fun stuff. I am re-releasing some old episodes that I deleted off the main feed exclusively for our Patreon people who, at all tier levels, I'm releasing them. And we got some, extra bonus episodes monthly. And this month we watched the Son of Sam documentary on Netflix, and Patreon's popping. Like I said a long time ago, our Patreon be popping. So go check it out.
Jesus Christ.
We have a lot of fun over there. Okay. So this week, I have an unsolved case. This case I heard about a long time ago, but kind of just heard the gist of it and didn't really look into the details of the case. And when I did, it is really crazy. And I'm curious to hear your opinion on this case since you're a quote-unquote profiler.
I am a profiler.
Not a profiler, a profiler. So I'm excited to hear your opinion on this case.
You're trying to make fun of me. I see what you're doing there.
I'm making fun of your accent. So unsolved cases are always so nuts to me because while I'm simultaneously frustrated by the lack of answers and closure, I find the search for answers super intriguing. I want to hear all the theories. I want to break them down. I want to discuss them. I get really into going back and forth. Could it be this? Could it be that? It kind of makes me feel like a detective, to be honest.
I bet there's a lot of people, but I'll hear a story and whatever the outcome is, even if I don't agree, I don't get too deep into it. My response in my mind is always, should be like that.
I know.
Just keep it moving.
But our true crime listeners who are big true crime peeps, they can relate to me because they love going back and forth with the theories of unsolved cases too.
Oh yeah, you guys are all crazy.
So today I have a super weird unsolved murder case for you. Well, we don't even know if it's necessarily a murder case. It's an unsolved, quote, death case.
Mm.
It's always crazy when someone goes missing, right? Just disappears off the face of the earth and vanishes.
Sometimes I think it would be cool to just disappear for some years and not tell anyone anything and then just resurface.
Really?
Yeah, it would be shocking. They're like, holy shit.
That would be cool. It wouldn't be cool to me. I wouldn't want you to just disappear.
Well, I guess I would have to bring you, but you're not good at keeping secrets. You would still call your mom.
I would call my mom 100%.
But I could just dip out. I could get a van. Me and Biggie could leave, and we'll be back.
That's really funny. No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I always find it crazy when people just vanish, and we've done a few disappearance cases throughout, the time making the podcast. And those cases are always really intriguing to me. But what's even more nuts is not only when one person disappears, but when a family disappears.
Oh,
That's even more crazy.
That sounds like some occult shit.
Literally vanishes into thin air. But the details about this case and the circumstances surrounding it make it really iffy and very hard to solve. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So on October 8th...
We should get t-shirts that say, "Are you ready?"
We should. Our merch should say, "Are you ready?"
Yeah, I'm ready. But like, what if I wasn't ready? Like, what would you do?
Well, you're definitely ready. You're sitting at a microphone.
That's true. And I have my drinks and my stuff. This week, I forgot to do cheers.
Oh,
because I didn't have a canned cheers to our new Patreons. I'll just jiggle the ice for you. It's an old fashioned.
We are drinking old fashions this week. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
On October 8th, 2009, Bobby Jamison, cool last name, gotta say.
Cheers.
Jamison, cheers to you. Bobby Jamison, his wife Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison, and their dog Macy, loaded in their pickup truck and headed into Oklahoma's San Boys Mountains. I don't know if I said that correctly. San Boys, Sanbois. So it's either San Boys or San Boy. They went there because they planned to buy a 40-acre lot of land in the mountains. Their goal was to move to this lot of land and put a storage container on this lot of land that they already owned.
Not to dream.
And turn it into an off-grid place to live, right?
I'm in.
So the San Boys Mountains is a relatively small mountain range in southeast Oklahoma. This place is out in the middle of nowhere, okay? Very desolate. So for people who are looking to live off-grid, it's the perfect place. So Bobby and Sherilyn visited an associate of the landowner that they were planning to buy this lot of land from. And after they visited this person, talked about, the deal that they were going to make with them, they ended up leaving and then parking on the side of a hill and went for a short walk for about 15 minutes. And they took their GPS tracker with them, for this walk.
Okay.
And they found like a quiet spot on the hillside, just sat there for a little while, and then they returned back to their vehicle. It was a white pickup truck. And they drove a little further, and then they vanished. During the first few days after they went missing...
Where are they from?
They're from Oklahoma.
And where are they buying the property?
In Oklahoma. But just a different part of Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It was about an hour from where they actually live. So during the first few days after they went missing, none of their friends and family were that concerned. See, Bobby and Sherilyn were known to kind of fall off the radar once in a while. And Madison had already been pulled out of school. They were actually in a lawsuit with the school and the school board because a little kid punched Madison in the face at school and knocked her 2 front teeth out.
Oh, shit.
And I guess the school didn't handle it properly, so they sued the school and the school board and pulled her out of the school.
How old was the kid?
6.
I didn't think when you were 6 you could punch hard enough to knock a tooth out.
Well, when you're 6, are your teeth loose?
It's some of them.
Yeah, like I feel like you're about to lose teeth around that time. I mean, I don't know because I haven't been 6 in a very long time. I'm not around any little kids.
It's true.
So I don't know like when kids start losing their teeth, but I feel like if they were loose, then a kid.
Nah, they weren't loose. Nah, because 2 aren't loose at the same time. I feel like when you're a kid, you lose 1 tooth at a time. I wouldn't have handled that well. I would have beat up the parents.
So, yeah, they were in a lawsuit, apparently, with the school board because the school board didn't handle it very well either. And so, needless to say, Madison wasn't in school at the time. So there wasn't any teachers expecting her to come to school. She was being homeschooled by her mom because they pulled her out of school. Bobby wasn't working at the time. He was actually collecting disability because he was involved in a really big car accident like a year prior, and he had a horrible back injury and wasn't working at the time. So I say all this to say, no one was expecting them back to work or school or anything. So the fact that they didn't return home wasn't a very concerning thing. On Saturday, October 17th, 2009, hunters on dirt bikes came across the Jamisons' abandoned truck in the Latimer County northwest part of Red Oak, which is like the area that they were in. Okay. When police arrived and opened the locked truck, they found Bobby and Sherilyn's IDs, their cell phones, their GPS, $32,000 in cash.
Holy moly.
But the saddest part is that they found Macy, the dog, but she was not dead. She had stayed alive that whole time.
Oh my God.
She was incredibly frail and malnourished. She had been eating her own feces to stay alive. Can you imagine?
Wow, that's so sad, but the dog made it.
She made it. So that's, they went missing on October 8th. They found the vehicle on October 17th. So 9 days she was in there with no food or water, eating her own poop.
I wonder what kind of dog it was.
I'm not sure. I could probably find out, but I don't know.
Was it in the car or was the dog outside of the car?
No. The dog was locked in the car. The car was locked and she was in there.
Wow.
I know.
See, now this makes it seem like something happened because nobody would leave their dog behind.
I know. We'll get into it.
A bear ate them.
No, we'll get into it. So at first, police didn't know what to think. And after contacting like family of the people and friends of them, they started realizing that there was a small child involved. Because at first they just saw the IDs of the two parents and they thought it was just, two adults. But then when they realized that there's a small child involved, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, but if the parents left, you would obviously take your kid with you. So why is it
No, like the fact that there's a missing child out there. It's one thing for adults to go missing because they can make these decisions on their own.
Yeah, but they made the decision to take the child with them. It's their child.
But they feel like more pressure now that there's a child involved. They feel more pressure to have like a whole search party. They combed the area with 400 volunteers, horses, ATVs, 16 teams of cadaver dogs, okay, and a drone. Because this is very like thick woods,
wow,
really rough terrain. They went in a 5-mile radius in all directions and searched for them, and they found nothing. The truck was also in really good working order, and it had gas. So it's not like they abandoned their vehicle because there was something wrong with it. Okay. During their initial investigation, the police found no signs of struggle around the vehicle. There was no blood. There was no like broken glass. There was nothing weird. It was just sitting there locked with the dog inside and all their stuff.
Was there like other car tracks over there? Is it a well-traveled area?
I'm not sure, but they found no sign of like a struggle. So with no leads, no bodies, nothing, the case goes cold.
This week's episode is sponsored by BarkBox. I got good news. So BarkBox is a monthly subscription for your dog where they send them treats and toys. And I hit them up and I said, yo, my listeners like free stuff, so what's up? And they said, oh, good news, Russ. We love your show. So we'll give you and your listeners 1 month free if you sign up for our subscription service. And I said, cool. I said, how do they take care of that? And they said, oh, so just go to barkbox.com/wifeofcrime, or they can click the link in the show notes. And this way we know they're your homies and we'll give them a free month. Oh yeah, they do themed ones, and you could do ones for big dogs, those super chewers, or you could even get them for those little poodles with the pink hair that you keep in your purse. So don't forget, go to barkbox.com/wifeofcrime to let them know I sent you and get your free month.
Then, on November 16th, 2013, 4 years after the family went missing, just 2.7 miles from where the truck was located, deer hunters discovered the skeletal remains of 2 adults and 1 child.
That's it.
The area was extremely remote, The 3 bodies were severely decomposed and pretty much just consisted of bones at this point, with a couple like shreds of fabric of their clothing.
Damn.
And all of the bodies were laying face down, like in line.
Like they were executed.
Well, face down in line with each other.
Or it was like in a cult where they gave you some Kool-Aid and then everyone lays
Yo,
down.
honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, Russ. There's something in there.
I'm a profiler.
There's something in your brain, because just wait till I get farther. I just can't with you sometimes.
I'm a profiler.
No, like seriously, I can't. Because sometimes I tell you a story, I don't even hint at anything. Nothing. And you pick up on weird shit.
Yeah, because...
I mean, and I'm not trying to blow your head up. Don't get me wrong, because I don't think that you need a bigger head than you already have, but...
Well, physically, I do have a big head.
You do.
But it's not like a size 8 in a fitted hat. And I don't use like the last clip of a hat either. Like, it isn't like one of those... If you wear the last clip on a hat, you shouldn't wear a hat, because then it looks weird.
Anyway.
But I told you I'm a profiler and no one believes me.
It's true. You are a profiler, and it's true. No one believes you.
I know. And...
Okay.
You know, if your first time you need a profiler, first one's on the arm. Just give me a little info and I'll take care of that for you. And the next time I'll charge you though. Hashtag vote for us.
Hashtag vote for us. Okay. So anyway, they found the bodies. They were pretty much all skeletal remains, and they were laying face down in a line. Okay. Which is really sad. You know, they're dead.
I mean, it's sad that everyone died, unless they're bad people. Then if you die, like, who cares? But,
they weren't bad people.
Yeah.
So it is sad. Now, forensic testing confirmed 8 months later that the remains were Bobby, Sherilyn, and Madison.
They waited 8 months to test?
Well, no, it probably took a long time to test.
It wouldn't take long at the DNA shop.
This isn't like a small amount of testing that they have to do. They had to test the bones, the teeth, or whatever. I don't know how that stuff works.
No, you just test something of their being. It has the DNA in it.
I know, but it takes a while. I'm sure either like from... the teeth or the bones, it might take a longer time.
See, there's a space out there for the DNA shop. We would have had that in a 24-hour turnaround. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have took 8 months. And, the fingerprint machine's still in the corner.
So when questioned why the initial searches found nothing, because remember I told you, it was a huge search operation. And they went 5-mile radius from the vehicle, and the bodies were found just 2.7 miles from the vehicle.
So they were put there after, maybe.
So when questioned why the initial searches found nothing despite the 5-mile radius, Assistant Special Agent of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations told reporters that falling leaves could have potentially covered the bodies. But I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I don't really buy that either, because unless like you raked leaves into a pile, they're usually not 2 feet high, or however. I guess a person's about a foot high.
16 teams of cadaver dogs. Like, I know that cadaver dogs is like questionable science. I get it.
It's kind of witchcraft.
No, it's not. Dogs can smell really well.
Yeah, I know, but
and they've done, they have bomb sniffing dogs and shit. Like dogs can literally smell if your blood sugar is too low. Like, we have dogs that can detect that. That's crazy. So anyway, I don't buy that the leave thing. So I think possibly the bodies were placed after the search. But anyway,
possible.
Due to the extensive decomposition that occurred and the 4 years since they, had died, or we think they died, they couldn't determine a cause of death. But Bobby's skull had a small hole in it. And they suspected that it was from a bullet. But there's no solid decision made on that. The local sheriff's department and FBI agents spent months chasing down leads, questioning potential leads, trying to figure out what the hell happened in this case. Like, this is very random. Like, this family just goes to like look at a 40-acre plot of land, and now they're dead. All of them. It's really kind of crazy. So speaking after the disappearance, the sheriff summed it up, saying, quote, "A lot of investigators would love to have as many leads as we do.
Wow.
The problem is they point in so many different directions. Normally you can go through an investigation and one by one start to eliminate certain scenarios. We haven't been able to do that in this case. With this family, everything seems possible." Last year, Save More Money was the most popular New Year's resolution in America. Clearly, a lot of us feel like our money is slipping through our fingers. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not the best saver, and I don't know much about investing until I started saving and investing with Acorns. Turns out you don't have to be an expert at all because Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money goals. And I always thought that when people say, ooh, I invest in stocks, that they had a ton of money or something. Well, you don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you invest with the spare money you've got right now. You can literally start with $5. And you know you guys are spending that at Starbucks on these fancy lattes. So skip the coffee and invest with Acorns. You don't even need a ton of time. Like you can just sign up and start investing within 5 minutes. Head over to acorns.com/wifeofcrime or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. That's acorns.com/wifeofcrime. You guys already know because we have been talking about them for a while now. Via Hemp is by far one of our favorite sponsors we've ever had, okay? We use their products all the time. Maybe you're a little like me. You're a little anxious. You have a hard time settling down. You're kind of wound up a lot. If that's you, Via Hemp products are for you. Check out their website. You will find something that speaks to you. Maybe you're like Russ. You have a hard time sleeping because you have bad nerve pain or chronic pain. Then Via Hemp is for you because their gummies will help you get some quality sleep. Maybe you're looking to have a really good time. Maybe you just really like edibles. You want to laugh. You want to get the munchies. You want to watch a movie and have a really strong belly laugh. Then Via Hemp products are for you, okay? They're literally for everybody. So head over to viahemp.com, promo code wifeofcrime1 to get 15% off your first order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Wife of Crime #1 for 15% off your first order. There were a lot of odd and interesting things that surround this case that I need to tell you about before we really get into the theories. Are you ready for them?
I'm here.
First off, in the truck, investigators found an 11-page letter written from Sherilyn, the wife, to Bobby, the husband. And it was an incredibly angry letter that she wrote him, 11 pages, talking about how angry she was with him, that she wanted a divorce, that he's turned into this hermit and a loner, and she didn't want to be with him anymore.
Jeez, leave the poor guy alone. He just wants to, be by himself.
Well, anyway, this letter was found, and so it's hard to determine, was this letter recently written? I mean, 11 pages, that's a lot. That's pretty extensive.
It's very Jess.
No.
It's just like you just keep going. Like when Jess sends me these long texts when she's mad at me. And I don't even read them because I just see them and they come back to back. And it's like many paragraphs. But I don't read them.
Shut up.
No, I really don't read them.
I know.
They're too long.
Well,
Sometimes I read the first sentence and then like I'll go down past the 18 more text after and I'll read the last sentence. Sometimes, but sometimes this is absurd.
Shut up. Well, anyway, we don't know if the letter was recently written and, it was in the truck, from a recent time, or if it was just left in the truck from a long time ago. Maybe she wrote this angry letter a long time ago and he left it in his truck.
No.
He didn't throw it away.
No, that's recent. A guy wouldn't save that. They're like, women are fucking nuts. Get rid of this thing.
All right, well, whatever. Another weird thing is that the family's pastor, Gary Brandon, told police during the initial investigation that the family had been involved in spiritual warfare.
Oh my God. You sound like my mom.
That both Bobby and Sherilyn...
Did he tell them that while he was speaking in tongues?
Listen, both Bobby and Sherilyn told him they had seen spirits at their home. And Sherilyn said that the spirits were a long dead family that lived with them. Okay.
Kook alert.
At one point, Bobby asked Gary whether he could use, quote, special bullets to shoot the spirits. I knew you were going to laugh at that.
Invisible bullets from your finger gun, and you go, psh, psh, psh. Jesus bullets.
I knew you were going to laugh. I just knew it. I can predict your reactions at this point.
Special, what were they going to be made of? Oh, the blood of Jesus. That's what you shoot them with.
He later said he had consulted the Satanic Bible to rid the property of evil spirits. So Bobby had apparently read the Satanic Bible. Also, after searching the family's home, they did find a witch's Bible. It was found after their disappearance.
Jesus, everyone have a Bible?
No. The witch. There is a witch's Bible. It has like spells and stuff in it.
I didn't think that every religion or whatever group would call it their Bible. I thought they would just call it like, I don't know, a guideline. I don't know.
Well, according to Sherilyn's best friend, Sherilyn was a practicing witch, and strange messages were spray painted on their property. So their next door neighbors had been poisoning their cats, which is really messed up. So Sherilyn spray painted on the container that they had on their property that they were going to move to this. They were planning to move this like storage container to the 40-acre lot. But right now it was on their current property. And Sherilyn had spray painted on the side of it, 3 cats killed to date by people in this area. Witches don't like their black cats killed. And according to her best friend, she was a practicing witch and who would do spells on people and stuff. Sherilyn's neighbors, like I said, were poisoning the cats, and she was planning to do a spell on them. Another interesting fact in this story was that at the time of their disappearance, the family had filed a protective order against Bobby's dad.
An order of protection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or a protective order. It can be called either one. Against Bobby's dad, Bob Dean Jamison, claiming that he had threatened to kill them over business dealings. In the protective order that was filed on April 2009, Bobby alleged that his father had intentionally hit him with his car, which is crazy, and that he is a very dangerous man who feels like he's above the law. He was also involved with gangs. He was involved with dealing meth and with prostitutes and all kinds of, like a prostitution ring and all kinds of stuff.
Sounds like he liked to have a lot of fun.
Well, no. He sounds like a little bit of a scumbag.
I ain't mad at prostitutes if they want to sell their body.
No, I'm talking about the father. He was involved in pimping people out.
Oh, he was
gangs, selling meth. Bobby's father died 2 months after the family went missing in December of 2009 at the age of 64. But Bobby's uncle, Jack Jamison, said that Bobby's dad was in like a nursing home at the time that the family went missing. So he wasn't necessarily involved in the disappearance, but he could have hired someone. Police pretty much dismissed this and completely dismissed him as a person of interest, but it's still something interesting to keep in mind. Another lead that police investigated was prior to the Jamisons' disappearance, a handyman and family friend named Kenneth Bellows stayed with them. And in August 2009, Bellows found out that Sherilyn was part Native American. And it turns out that Bellows, this guy, Kenneth Bellows, was a white supremacist. So when he found out that she was part Native American, he started calling her all these names and threatening her.
What an idiot.
A huge argument, I know, right? A huge argument broke out between them, and Sherilyn pulled out her .22 and shot at his feet to scare him.
Dance, bitch.
Yes, shot at his feet and pointed the gun straight at him and forced him to leave the house.
Sherilyn was a gangster.
Yeah, she sounds like a little bit of a G. She's a witch, and she'll shoot your ass. So the man was in jail at the time of their disappearance, so we know it wasn't him, but still very interesting.
Wasn't there a case recently we were talking about where, like, one of the theories is someone got out of jail, did it, and came back?
Sounds familiar, but I can't think of it in this moment.
Yeah, you should pay better attention to the cases.
Shut up. So, based on all this info, there are multiple possible theories, and we're going to go through them, and I want to hear your opinion. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. The first theory is that they got lost in the woods, which I'm not going to lie, I have issues with this. Okay, I don't think they got lost.
I only immediately dismissed that because they were lined up. So I immediately dismissed that.
1,000%. I immediately dismiss it because they were lined up. I also dismiss it because if I'm walking through the woods, I'm bringing my goddamn dog because there's animals out there. It's scary. You're in the middle of nowhere. I'm bringing my dog. I'm not leaving my dog locked in the car.
Unless it's
Biggie Smalls and you can't walk very
So I was going to
far.
say, unless you have a bulldog that ain't really going to make it, and he'll just hang in the car with the air conditioning, some treats, and we'll be back.
I guess, but I don't think Macy was that type of dog. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Also, they didn't bring their cell phones or their GPS. Which I feel like they would have done that if they were just taking a walk and got lost.
No, we went for a walk today, and you didn't bring your cell phone on purpose.
We walked in our neighborhood, Russ. I'm talking about walking in the middle of the woods.
Oh.
I mean, one time you and I went hiking. It was a 7-mile hike. We got lost. We ended up being out there for 10-mile hike or 12-mile hike or something. The only thing that got us back to your car was the fact that you had your cell phone on you and we could track where the car was.
Yeah, we could see like in what general direction the car where we left it.
This is back in 2009. So I don't know I can't remember how good cell phones were back then, but they had a GPS thing. So I don't know. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, there's always like GPS tracker things that aren't cell phones, like Garmin's and stuff.
I also feel like this search effort was so extensive that if they happened to get lost in the woods, I really feel like they would have been found during the search. Right?
Yeah, most likely. I don't know when you do searches, like how spread out you are from the person that's walking next to you. Because I know like everyone kind of walks in a line.
Yeah.
I won't do it like the standard length, arm's length, or I don't know.
I don't know. But the fact...
Or do you hold hands like you're playing Red Rover and you just walk through the woods?
I don't think they hold hands.
Yeah, because that'd be weird.
So the fact that there were no signs of struggle near the truck, it kind of makes me think that maybe they left the truck at gunpoint. Like someone had a gun on them and they were like walking away. Like they weren't forced out, but they were forced in a I have a gun on you type of way.
Yeah.
The second theory is that this was a murder-suicide. Sherilyn had her gun with her, her .22. She had her gun with her at the time. However, the gun was not found in the truck, and it wasn't found near the bodies. So...
Did maybe someone see the bodies and see the gun and take the gun?
That's a theory. People think possibly someone took the gun. But Bobby's skull did have a bullet hole, and there was that 11-page angry letter. However, the other skull didn't have bullet holes. So how would she have killed her daughter and herself? I don't know. I don't really buy this one either.
Yeah. Wait, so all the bodies didn't have bullet holes?
No, they only saw a bullet hole in the skull of Bobby's head.
All right, so this isn't likely.
The father. Yeah, not very likely. Another weird theory.
Unless the dad poisoned them and then shot himself.
Possibly.
But why wouldn't you just poison everybody? Like including yourself?
Well, I have heard theories about men committing suicide. Men tend to go out in more violent ways for some reason. I don't really understand the psychology behind it, but I've heard that when men choose to kill themselves, it tends to be more of a violent death, whereas when women choose to kill themselves, they'll just like take a bunch of drugs and, drink a bottle of vodka and go to sleep or something.
Well, I think, I'm not definitely never kill yourself, but the most efficient way to do it would probably be a bullet. Real quick, get it over with.
Yeah, it's fast. That's it.
Yeah.
True.
Women are never efficient with their time.
Can you shut up? You're such an asshole. All right. So this other theory, it's a little weird, but you kind of hit on it earlier. Sherilyn's mother, Connie, claims her daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter were on an Oklahoma white supremacist cult's hit list. Okay. Connie said to the
So
media...
not only are you a white supremacist, it's also a cult.
I mean, look at like the KKK. You wouldn't say that they're a cult. 100%. They wear white fucking hoods on them. They have like meetings where they talk about the Bible and all this stuff. And
they're so stupid. It reminds me of like the Django when the guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Django's a great movie.
When the eyes were misaligned in the mask, and like, I can't fucking see out this thing. And he goes, "You shut up. My wife made that mask."
The Django is a great movie.
Oh, so funny.
It is.
I love how they like made fun of like how stupid the KKK is.
Yeah.
Without like just being like me, like, oh, they're idiots. But like just let them be idiots.
Yeah. No, it's great movie.
And I definitely guarantee all the white sheets they wear in the KKK are definitely all from Walmart.
No, but they don't wear white sheets anymore. Now they have like full blown like uniform things.
Yeah, that's a white sheet.
No, but it's made into like a whole uniform, like a coat and stuff. They have like, they have like cloaks.
Like Batman?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the KKK other than they're pieces of shit.
We should do an episode on them one time and make fun of them. Then we'll probably get 1,000 one-star reviews from KKKs.
So anyway, you know, she was apparently on this, the family was apparently on this white supremacist cult's hit list. Connie told the media that part of Oklahoma is known for that, known for cults and stuff like that. From what I've been told and from what I've read, I was told around the time of Sherilyn's disappearance by a reliable source, someone who was in this white supremacy group for some time, that Sherilyn was on the cult's hit list. Connie didn't provide a name, which, you know, if it was my daughter who got killed and I think that a cult did it, I'm telling everybody's name.
Well, maybe
I'm a snitch.
Maybe she's part of it.
No, it's her daughter. She's
yeah,
not
but maybe
part of
she's
it.
kind of part of the cult and she doesn't want to tell because she's kind of
not.
part of it.
She had a friend of hers called her and said she used to be in the cult and knew that they were on this hit list. That's how she found out.
Oh.
So, anyway, goes along with your cult theory from a while ago that you just mentioned earlier.
Well, that's obviously it because that was my theory and I'm never wrong.
Another theory is that the family was kidnapped by pedophiles who were trying to get to Madison. When police examined Bobby's phone from the truck, they found the final picture of Madison. It was taken up on the mountain. Friends and family believe it was not taken by her parents because in the picture, Madison is looking away from the camera and she looks unhappy. Her arms are crossed and she's kind of looking off in the distance, and some people think she looks uneasy or scared. But I have to say, I looked at the picture and I'll post the picture. And I don't really see that.
That's just, it sounds like people reaching.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of a reach. I see the little girl, you know, she like has her mouth open a little bit like she's in the middle of saying something almost. She's in the middle of talking while he snapped the picture.
Yeah, and you know, like kids don't really like going on walks in the woods with their parents. They rather like be watching TV or something. Probably like, this is dumb. I could have been home, you know?
So the last theory, and you know, the one that I find pretty probable, is that they may have witnessed something criminal. And
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, they might have witnessed something criminal. There was a lot in that area. Apparently, there was a lot of drug dealings, a lot of shady shit was going on around there. So maybe they saw something they weren't supposed to see. They took the three of them and they shot Bobby in the head and they strangled or, you know, killed the daughter and the wife in a different way. And that's kind of what I'm leaning more towards, because the other ones just don't make a lot of sense. So, Mr. Profiler, what do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think it seems like, I don't know what they saw or something like that, but it seems like to me, they were led away from the car at gunpoint. If I had to guess. I don't know why. And that's not something I could guess. That's not in my repertoire.
No, I agree. I think that they were taken away from the car because, you know, that's just makes more sense to me than anything else. And then once they were pulled away, they killed the dad because he's he's the dad. He's going to protect his wife and his kid.
Yeah.
So they got to get rid of him. And then they killed the daughter and
strangled
the
them
mother.
or something.
Yeah.
Because there was no wound, no. Yeah, so how did they kill them? But why did they line them up?
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
And that they just didn't they didn't plan on leaving because they left the dog. Let's say a fat dog like Biggie. But you normally don't leave your dog. If you go out on an excursion, or you know what? Maybe there was someone because they probably locked the dog in the car because the dog was probably barking at the people. You know how dogs bark at strangers.
Mm-hmm.
So lock this fucking dog in the car so he doesn't follow us and keep barking and make all this noise.
Oh, you're saying if the people who were kidnapping them, they locked the dog in the car.
Yeah, or they could have said, lock your dog in the car or something. They told the dad or... So to me, that's what happened. That's without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I do think, though, is if they're willing to kill a 6-year-old little girl, why wouldn't they have killed the dog?
Because a dog can't talk.
Do you think that the murder-suicide theory is probable at all? Because I do go back and forth a little bit with that one, but how would they be lined up straight? That's the only thing.
Unless the dad killed the mother and the daughter, and then he offed himself with the bullet. But it was in the back of his head. If you're going to kill yourself, you don't shoot yourself in the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone does it from the front or something.
Yeah, I know.
I'm coming out like a suicide expert over here. I'm no suicide expert.
But I just feel like this case is so frustrating in this way where there's all these weird loose ends. No one knows how, what happened or how to even begin to figure it out. And it's just one of those mysteries that we may never know what happened to the Jamison family.
No, I know.
There's a lot of weird shit going on.
Someone did it, but...
you're convinced someone else did it.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know the motive. They locked the dog in
They didn't steal the money.
Maybe they didn't check the car for the money.
Maybe not. But there was $32,000 in there. So if it was some weird shit, like some type of that's what I'm saying. Like if it was a random thing like a robbery, they would have stole the money.
I bet there was like $40,000 in the car, and the cops said, "Oh, there was only $32,000."
Oh, stop.
I bet.
Stop. Anyway, so yeah, that's all we know. That's the end.
All right, so at least I figured that part out. I just don't know why.
Yeah. Well,
and this is why some people probably hate me, because I I convince myself of something I'm basing it on nothing.
So true.
They're like, "Oh, he's such a pompous asshole."
You convince yourself of stuff, and there's literally nothing anyone can say to unconvince you.
Well, yeah, they put the dog in there because the barking dog will draw attention. So they got rid of the dog.
That does make a lot of sense.
And the dog isn't a witness. And you said, why wouldn't they shoot the dog too if they'd kill a kid? Maybe when they locked the dog in the car, like the dog's gonna die anyway.
True.
But they didn't care. I don't think they cared about it. So that's why. But the lined up bodies go with a suicide, a little like some weird kook shit, like some suicidal.
So the cult theory's out. You're not convinced of the cult shit.
Slight chance, but I think it could have been a cult that killed them, but someone killed them.
It could have been a cult that killed them and then brought their bodies back after the search, because I still want to know why they didn't find them in the 5-mile radius search.
But why go through the effort of bringing them back?
True. Why? That's
a lot of work.
That's a good point.
You could have just left them anywhere.
I know.
Oklahoma is probably a lot of woods. I don't know.
Very frustrating case.
Well, I'm not frustrated.
I just want to know the answer. It drives me nuts to not know.
Well, I told you. You got it. Be happy.
No, I don't know. And no one will ever know, I feel like, at this point. And that's the case of the Jamison family deaths.
Well, at least I unraveled this mystery for everyone.
Partially.
I just can't tell you who did it.
All right, everyone. Well, that's it. Thanks for tuning in for another episode.
Thanks, guys. We're back. Jess is going to tell you where you can find us.
This is the second week that you've done that weird voice.
It's my game show
It is a very game show voice. Jess is going to tell us where you can find us.
Yeah, I want to be the host of Jeopardy, but I don't like reading out loud, so I probably shouldn't do that.
Probably not. So definitely check us out on Wife of Crime Pod on Instagram, Wife of Crime, the Crime Family on Facebook, wifeofcrime.com. I realize that I haven't updated wifeofcrime.com in a while to be honest with you. I've just been really busy, but I will update it. Also, you can find us on Patreon at Wife of Crime, the Crime Family. And that's it.
And we have merch on the website. So
yes.
If you go there, you'll get some merch. If somebody knows how to design stuff, hit us up so we could get some cool merch. That'd be cool. And if we pick your design, I'll send you the shirt for free.
Yes, we really need some cool designs. But I need, like, legit cool designs. So...
Yeah, because then this could be weird. People are going to send us designs and we won't like them, but we just won't respond because we don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, because we'll feel bad. I know.
Or just like, hey, that's shit.
No, you can't say that. You'll never say that.
No, I just don't respond.
No, we need like a real graphic designer.
I'm the king of ghosting.
All right, well, have a good week, everyone.
All right, catch you in a couple weeks, folks.
See you later. Bye.
Peace.